y'all, I'm Jeanette Keynes from Jewelry Arts Inc. In this video, I'm going to show you how to bezel set a hexagonal cut gemstone. It's gorgeous, but a little tricky, but don't worry, I'm going to show you all my best techniques.
So I'm really excited. We're getting ready to set this gorgeous carved honeybee. This is by Polly Carvings, and they do the most beautiful and gorgeous work. You may have seen the videos earlier where we were working on the pendant. And I believe we are now in the state of being ready to set. So we've got some highly polished fine silver. We're going to put it in the bottom. We'll put the stone in. We'll check the height. We'll see what's what. And then maybe we'll do a little talk about how to set things with lots of corners. But I know the Paulies are going to be so excited to see this piece made out of their gorgeous carving. Look at the fucking fit that Anne did on that fine silver. It fits in there like a glove. Mine don't usually fit in there that well. I'm feeling extremely impressed. Look at that. Anne, you rock star, you.
So I was just kvelling about what a fucking amazing job Anne did with this. With this pendant, with the granules. You may have been with us in our saga of putting the naughty granules back on. We did it, and fucking look at it. It looks amazing. And always know when you see a finished piece, you know, normally at least, if you're not following us here at Jewelry Arts, you're not seeing all the pain and suffering and grief and shrieking and blood and sweat and tears and tequila that goes into, you know, making something beautiful like this. So just remember, if you're out there and you're drinking your tequila and you're cursing, it's really okay. You're right in good company. That's what it takes for all of us. You know, it's like at the end, everything looks great, but you know, only we know all the ways that we have suffered. And also, just if you haven't seen this beautiful carving by Polly Carvings right here with the bumblebee on it, I'll do a little like close up of that just to show it off. It's so beautiful, and it's such an interesting cut. So what we're ready for now, like I was saying before, Anne did like a crazy, fantastic job cutting her shiny silver to fit down in there, beautiful and flat. I was so fucking impressed. It's amazing. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a little sprue wax and we're going to stick it down in there, and we're going to basically just see, you know what I mean? Is the height right? Do we need to make any adjustments? I don't know. You know, and this is just sprue wax, low tech but effective. And we've got to make sure that the peak is up at the top. And I'm going to lovingly and gently, like whenever you're setting, of course I use Jewelry Arts brand dowels, but you always want to have a wood dowel. You want something that you can press on the stone to make sure it's level, that isn't going to potentially like scratch it up or whatever. So even if you're absolutely insane and you don't have my beautiful, amazing, perfect dowels, use something nice and soft, something wood, so that you don't potentially scratch something up. Okay, so I'm going to, see that, how I just gently and lovingly pressed it in so that it's sitting on the bottom like so. Look at that. So what we're going to have to decide now is like, are we going to file the top, you know, to top edges down a little bit? Now, a lot of times if you have something like this and the stone is a little too low, we would just put an inner bezel in there. But actually in this case, because the stone is so clear and everything is in there so beautifully, I don't really want to put an inner bezel because you will kind of see it a little bit. So in this case, I don't think I'm going to do an inner bezel at all. Oh my God, I mean, look at that. Look how fucking good that looks. That is just ridiculous. I mean, this piece, I mean, the Paulies are gonna be so excited when they see this. So I think we have a hair too much bezel over here. So I think what we're gonna do is I'm gonna pop that stone out, we're gonna mark it, and we're gonna file it down a little bit. Because you see how this edge right here, that's a little bit too much metal. And if you have too much metal, it'll end up all lumpy looking, you know what I mean? Like, so we need to minimize a little bit. And like I said, under normal circumstances, I would just raise the stone. But in this particular circumstance, I don't think that's the best option. So we're gonna just file a little bit. So we were just discussing all the alternatives to filing and everything. And the thing of it is, because we have these adorable little granule rosettes on the side. I think we have enough room to file the top and still be okay, but I'm not going to. Because I think it'll change the proportion of the height of the bezel a little bit, and then the granules won't really look aligned in quite the same way. So the other option, instead of making an inner bezel, what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut some silver back sheets and put them underneath the shiny silver one. Do you know what I'm saying? So they'll raise it up a little bit. So it'll solve both things. It'll bring the stone up a little bit. You won't have an inner bezel that could possibly be seen. And then we won't file this and get this closer. Because I feel like the proportion on the side that she has right now is just like, it's really good. You know what I'm saying? So check it out. I think we have the right height now. So what we did is Anne cut some other fine silver sheet, and we put, I think, 2 or 3 in there, and we sort of zhuzhed a little bit. And I think now, because the thing of it is, when you have a stone like this, it's very flat on top. Just like if you're setting a boulder or opal or anything like that, you don't want a lot of extra bezel on the top, because then when you try to set it over, it's just gonna get like lumpy, and it's not good. So this is perfect. We've got like a very minimal amount of bezel showing. And then the next thing we need to talk about is setting things with corners, because that is definitely something that gives everybody ajda. So the whole key when you're setting a sharp corner is that you're not going to take your beautiful Jewelry Arts setting tool and put it absolutely dead on the corner and push. If you do that, the corners end up looking like a little sort of mangled, you know? So if you're looking at it like 360 degrees or like a clock, right at 12 o'clock is not where you want your tool. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put my tool like 1 degree to the side, okay? Right in there, and you push in and then you roll away, okay? And then I'm gonna do that on either side. Because like I said, if you go absolutely dead on the corner is going to end up a little mangled and not sharp, okay? So like this would be dead on right here, right? So I go like maybe 1 degree to the side, you push in and roll away, just like that. And I'll keep working this point until it looks really pretty darn good. And then I'll, they're all pretty much equally sharp. So, because normally I do the sharpest ones first, but in this case, it doesn't really matter. Now, also, I just got excited and started setting, but normally what I would do is I'd take a little bit of the blue painter's tape and we'll mummify the bail and stuff like that so we don't slip and hit anything, but just for the purposes of demonstrating this. So, you see, a little off to the side, and also I'm holding the stone in place, push in and roll away. And when you do that, that'll give you a really, really beautiful, like sharp peak with no like extra metal, right? So that's what I'm going to do with all of them. Now, another compliment for Anne is that she made her bezel really beautiful and tight. And, it's very difficult to get a beautiful setting if you don't have a beautiful bezel. You know what I mean? Like, because what happens is if you've got a lot of extra wiggle room in there, that's extra metal. You know what I mean? And that extra metal has to be compressed in. And then, it's not the end of the world, but it ends up looking a little lumpy. You know what I mean? And that may not be what you're going for. So let me demonstrate on the bottom as well. And then I will let Anne take over, okay? Got my tool right there. So it's like, to me, that's just like 1 degree off of dead center. Press in and roll away. Because I always thinking of you're like sweeping. You're sweeping the extra metal away from the points. If you're pushing your metal toward the points, then you have to try to get it back out afterward, which not only is counterproductive, but a lot of times it's not even really possible, like in a neat way. You know what I'm saying? So like if you have anything with points, pear shape, whatever, you always want to work all the points first and take care of them. Okay, so I'm gonna like press in and roll away. And that's how you maintain these beautiful shapes and get these sharp corners. Okay, press in and roll away. You see what I mean? Just like that. So I'm gonna let Anne have a few turns at this, and I think I'll put a little bit of tape on here. Do as I say and not as I do, and actually put the tape on there before you start setting. But then we'll check back in. I mean, I couldn't be more pleased with this, and I couldn't be. It's just so coming out so gorgeous with a lot of attention to detail everywhere along the way. We were talking about this before, how like everything is about check, 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 double check, triple check, 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 check. And it really looks good, and it really shows, you know what I mean? That's the thing, is that kind of attention to detail, it shows off in the final piece in a way that, you know, that you can't fake.
And it wouldn't otherwise.
It wouldn't, yeah.
Okay, cool, thanks.
So look at this. Look how good this looks. It looks fucking amazing. So really the only thing, we were just discussing like, oh, should we hammer it or no? And what I was saying is, this is a citrine, which is a perfectly hard stone. But when you have that flat top like that, I really feel like you wouldn't want to hammer on top, because there is a possibility of chipping it. And guess what? We don't need to. Really, the hammering from the top is usually when you have small gaps between the bezel and the stone, or like it keeps wiggling. And we have neither of those scenarios. The bezel was real tight. We started setting and immediately stopped moving. We've got the whole thing. We really have no gaps. So in this case, I don't think it's worthwhile to go with the hammering. So basically we're gonna now unveil it. We're gonna take the Swifty wheel and just do that right on top. And you know, that can't damage your stone, which is why we use it, very important. And we're just going to like, it's really just to create a nice shine and a little bit of smooth right on that top edge. And like, that's fucking it, man. We're done. Now that we've stopped gossiping. Not that I would ever do that. So this is the Swifty wheel, the little flat top. This comes in the Bezel Settings polishing kit. And the whole point of it is that it will not damage your stone. What stones will it damage? None. I use this on opals, I use it on everything, so it's certainly fine with this. Now, if you don't know this, whenever you're using the flex shaft, you want to really be braced on the table. You don't want to be like up in the air. So what I do is I hold this like this with just my thumb sticking out so that I can brace myself, right? And basically I use it like I'm peeling a carrot, a very beautiful golden carrot. Because you see what I mean? How it'll just smooth and shine. And this needs very little cleanup. Really, there's just almost very little to do, which is the way that I like my life. Because here's the thing, this does take away a tiny bit of metal and it shines it up. So if you're bouncing, you know, you're gonna get like a not even finish. What you wanna do is a nice even stroke. And like I said, because it won't damage your stone, you can do this without really worrying too much. See what I mean? You see how that just smooths it out and shines it up a little bit? Okay,
yes,
so I want you to do all the sides and then we'll take a look at it. But it really needs very little. Yay! So I'm not really sure how I would be more proud of this. This looks fucking amazing. So, you know, Anne just spiffed up the top edges a little tiny bit. And I'll also try to take some very juicy photos. But that is just ridiculous. I mean, that is juicy and amazing. Everybody at Pauly Carvings is going to go crazy when they see this. I mean, and you see how the honeybee is reflected in the side angles and everything. That's why we didn't want to put like a visible inner bezel in there, because it might have interfered with what was happening and we couldn't have that. So, and you know, sometimes when you're working on a piece, it's like there are a lot of factors that go into your branching decision chain. You know what I mean? So I think this is an unqualified success.